Hello and welcome to this episode of Salesfuse 5. In this video, we look at cold calling secrets in your sales toolset. I know cold calling has a bad sound attached to it, but many businesses still benefit from it, and if done right, people will not hate you. So cold calling refers to making calls to individuals or businesses and trying to sell them something. But it should be something they need, and that they can get value from it. I'm not a believer in randomly reaching out to anyone, as you will see. But aren't cold calls annoying? Don't people hate it? Yes, people hate it. But cold calls aren't necessarily irritating if you act like a professional and don't call people at 1600 when they are trying to get some sleep. Although there is no perfect time for cold calls, we still must adhere to specific politeness and common sense rules. There needs to be a strategy behind your cold calls, and managers should put themselves in the shoes of the call receivers. To begin with, the managers and the employees need to know why they are doing these cold calls in the first place. Of course, they need to know their goal and understand their company's philosophy behind cold calls. But the problem is many businesses don't understand why they do cold calls. They just do it like going out on a lake and throwing the hook to catch some customer fish. Anyway, before the call, the salespeople have some time to research the person they will call, especially if they're going to call someone within a business. That would give the employees a better sense of what value they can offer to the person they are calling and help connect with them, which also assists the whole call process. Now, cold calls are traditionally based on scripts, and a business should have a hand with some key phrases written on it, but not be too robotic about it. The discussion should flow nicely, and always remember that you're speaking with someone and not to someone. The call should be a dialogue rather than a monologue. Of course, scripts should be tested and updated regularly. If you have any referrals, mention them at the beginning of the call, which should help you gain the person's attention for a little while. Also, let me ask you something. Do you like being told what to do? That's right. No, you don't. Other people don't like that either. So instead of telling them what to do, use questions that guide them on what to do or make them consider what they should do. To build rapport with someone over a call, try using mirroring methods, such as adjusting the speed of your speech to the speed of the other person's speech. I think this one requires some practice because you will need to be aware of yourself while you also try to carry out the discussion. But you'll be able to do it as you gain more experience. As with everything in life, you will get better with practice. Another fact worth mentioning is that the person on the other end of the line often has objections. Use their complaints to build a strategy for anticipating people's most common objections in your following calls and try to address them honestly and politely. Whatever happens, if you've spent a certain amount of time with the person on the call, try to make a close, even if they don't seem interested. Ask them just once if they'd like to schedule another call or a meeting so you can discuss the problem your product would solve for them. Just one try, don't be pushy, and don't mention your product. Use their problem as a reference. Even if you do everything perfectly, you will get rejected most of the time. That is the harsh truth of sales and cold calls. Every time someone hangs up on you or rejects you, remember it's not personal. There might be a trillion reasons why the person doesn't need what you offer. Maybe the time is incorrect. Before we conclude this lesson, let's keep in mind to take a break once in a while and catch our breath. Take a breath. Take a walk. Clear your mind and get back to doing what you were doing. All right, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. Good selling.